Oh, you thought it was just the 2018 NFC Championship? How optimistic of you. Unfortunately, failure and Minnesota have been correlated with one another since its conception 57 years ago. If you hear drinking in the video, it's because I'm showing you is so painful, I have to drink alcohol in order to get through it. When mentioning this team's legacy of failure, it's like my dick. It's a long one. In 1961, you are the new expansion team from the AFL. Because of this merger, you are not very good and finished 3-11. Now you can have a draft, so there's no excuse to be putting up such a bad record. 1962. Even with the draft, you somehow finish even worse at 2-11-1. How about this time you actually fucking do something this year? Before the Falcons and Buccaneers came into the picture, you're off to one of the worst starts in NFL history. Shit needs to change. 1963. Paul Flatley was an excellent choice in the draft. Such a good choice that he wins Rookie of the Year. Unfortunately, this doesn't stop you from finishing with your third straight losing record. Here's a 5-8-1 season. Surely there's hope for you guys. 1964. Fran Tarkington is a beast that leads you to your first winning season in franchise history at 8-5-1. It is still not good enough for a playoff spot. Better luck next year, boys. 1965. Unfortunately, the football gods took a massive dump on your head as you finished this year 7-7. Get used to this. 1966. As if things couldn't get worse, you finish with yet another year on a losing season at 4-9-1. We need a scapegoat. Coach Brocklin, you're fired. 1967. You hire Bud Grant as your head coach. This was the best choice in Vikings history. Unfortunately, this doesn't help you from a dismal 3-8-3 season. 1968. You make your first playoff game in franchise history and finish 8-6. Unfortunately, you're up against the Baltimore Colts and they kick your ass to High Haven 24-14. Better luck next year, boys. 1969. This is arguably the best season in your franchise's history. 12-2, Bud Grant gets Coach of the Year, and you made it to the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history by getting past the Rams and Browns. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the Kansas City Chiefs as they plow your ass to High Haven 23-7. 1970. You come back from a sour loss in the Super Bowl and finish 12-2 again. You reward your fans' patience by losing in the divisional round to the 49ers. Remember this, team. 1971. 11-3 finish with the playoffs in your sight. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the Cowboys as they plaster you 20-12. Also remember this, team. 1972. Reward your fans by going 7-7 and not even making the playoffs the following year. 1973. What a bounce back year. 12-2 and you find yourself in another Super Bowl, beating the Redskins and Cowboys to get there. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the 17-0 Miami Dolphins as they beat your ass 24-7. 1974. Regardless, you find yourself finishing 10-4 and get into another Super Bowl. Only a steel curtain can stop you. You know where this goes. 1975. You're the gift that keeps on giving. You finished 12-2 and Fran Tarkington won the MVP. Reward your fans by losing to the Cowboys again. This time in the divisional round. 1976. Good news, you finished 11-2-1 and made the Super Bowl again. The bad news is that you lost to the Raiders 32-14. 1977. Things are looking south, but you still finished 9-5 and got to the conference championship. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the Cowboys. Again. 1978. You finish 8-7-1 and are pitted up against the Rams. Unfortunately, they got tired of getting beat by you guys and they turned the tables. Have a 34-10 loss. 1979. 7-9. You've become a walking mediocrity and you've got no rings to show for it. Ouch. 1980. You return to the playoffs. Unfortunately, the Eagles rip you a new one. The irony is not lost. History has a way of repeating itself, doesn't it? 1981. Another 7-9 season. Bud Grant was the best coach in the 20th century, and you couldn't even win a single ring for him. Shameful display! Shameful display! Excuse me while I drink this pint of vodka. 1982. A lockout means only 9 games are played. You finish 5-4 and proceed to squeak past the Falcons while following up by getting scalped by the Redskins, 21-7. 1983. The league has officially enforced 16 regular season games. Bud Grant retires with 0 rings, and you finish his legacy with an 8-8 season. I need to drink again. Unfortunately, I can still feel dead inside. Without Bud Grant, you are hot garbage at 3-13 in the 1984 season. In 1985, you hired Jerry Burns as the new head coach. You finished 7-9. At least you're improving. 1986, 9-7 season, but that wasn't enough to even sniff at the playoffs. 1987, you finish 8-7 and get a wild card spot. You crush the Saints. The irony is still not lost. You then get revenge on the 49ers and find yourself in the conference championship again. Unfortunately, you got scalped by the Redskins again. 1988, you finish 11-5 and get a wild card spot against your old friend in the Rams. Just like old times, you make quick work of them. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the 49ers. May as well have called them the 69ers because they gave it to you as you lost 34-9. 1989. Last year was brutal for you guys, but you didn't get credence for this year. Another brutal loss by the 49ers, this time 41-13. 1990. Last year was brutal for you guys, but you get credence this year. You did not lose to the 49ers. In fact, you went 6-10 and missed the playoffs entirely. 1991. 8-8. Let's give up all of your first-round draft picks for Herschel Walker. Yeah, because that'll totally work. 1992 to 1994. You lost 3 straight wildcard games, each of them to different teams. Jerry Burns, you're fired. Dennis Green, welcome to Minneapolis. 1995. 8-8 yet again. No playoffs for you. 1996. Remember the Cowboys? Old habits die hard. Have a 25-point loss in the wild card. 1997. You made the playoffs and bullshitted your way past the Giants. Proceed to do what you do best and get your asses blown up by the 49ers. 38-22. 1998. The iconic year. You went 15-1, Randy Moss is Rookie of the Year, and Dennis Green is Coach of the Year. Is this the year you return to the Super Bowl? Well, the football gods had other thoughts in mind as you miss a chip shot and the Falcons come back from a deficit in overtime and beat you out by a field goal. You got snubbed by the Dirty Bird. And I say have a drink to that. This still does not help me from feeling dead inside. 1999. You got revenge on the Cowboys, but then the Rams got revenge on you. Need I remind you that this was the greatest show on turf? You're lucky they only beat you by 12 points. No Super Bowl for you. 2000. You go 11-5 and crush the Saints again. Once more, the irony is not lost. Unfortunately, your opponent for this year's NFC Championship is the New York Giants. You got shut out by them 41-0. I think I've run out of vodka, and I've still got 18 years to go. Sweet heaven, forgive me. 2001. 5-11. Dennis Green, you're done. Pack your personal belongings and get out. 2002. Mike Tice will do. Here, have a 6-10 season. 2003. You went 9-7. That is still not enough to get back into the playoffs. 2004. You went 8-8 and won your wild card match against the Packers. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the Eagles. Once again, the irony is not lost. 2005, another 9-7 season, another missed playoff spot. 2006 to 2007, 6-10. Mike Tice, your days in Minnesota are over. Adrian Peterson, lead us to glory. Unfortunately, you went 8-8 and missed the playoffs again. 2008, you went 10-6 and finally got back into the playoffs. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the Eagles. If I had any more vodka, I'd be performing a Kamehameha on my liver right now. 2009. Look at that. You're back in action, baby. You finished 12-4 and got revenge on the Cowboys. Unfortunately, your next opponent is the Saints, and they've been pissed about being your doorstep mattress. You proceed to lose by a field goal in overtime. Deja vu, ain't it? Also, I'm afraid that was the spirit of the Vikings flipping out on me. I don't blame you. 2010. Hop on the love boat, motherfuckers. 6-10, and once you've realized Brett Favre fell off a damn cliff, he's gone. 2011. 3-13. I partially blame Minnesota deciding to sign Michael Vick, another damn near retired quarterback, to replace Brett Favre. Apparently you didn't learn from your lesson. 2012. You finished 10-6 and return to the playoffs. You get smacked around by Green Bay 24-10. At least Adrian Peterson won the MVP. 2013. Adrian Peterson is a fucking idiot who beats his kid. Have a season-long suspension while finishing 5-10-1. 2014. 7-9. Need I say more? 2015. You finish 11-5 and return to the playoffs. You're down by 1 and a chip shot field goal will put you in the driver's seat. Unfortunately, your kicker got flashbacks from 1998 and missed the field goal. Better luck next year, boys. 2016. 5-0. You're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, you go full Vikings and finish the season 8-8. No playoffs for you. 2017. You finished 13-3 and got revenge on the Saints by getting a last-second touchdown to secure your spot in the NFC Championship. Only a brick wall can stop you. Its name is the Eagles. Once again, you have gotten snuffed by the Dirty Bird. I don't know which is worse, the Cowboys, the Eagles, or the 49ers. Not that it matters because they've all owned you like slaves at one point. Fuck this team. Fuck this franchise, fuck everything it stands for, and for once in your goddamn life, why don't you win at something?